Learning to cook through Brainrot.
Welcome back everyone to episode 3 of Learning to Cook the Brainrot, and today we're making a buffalo chicken wrap. First I have to weigh the chicken and then add all the spices including black pepper, mostly paprika, some tomato sauce and some other small things. And once we add the salsa, we gotta add some buffalo sauce, and of course I don't have enough. Well, back to Albertsons. Once I finally got all the buffalo sauce, just gotta marinate everything and put it in the slow cooker. I did for like 3 to 4 hours, but mine is just a cheap $20 slow cooker from Walmart, so I didn't really expect much from it. Next was honestly probably one of the hardest parts. I had to make the dough, so I was kind of trying to be a little healthier, so I was trying to use almond flour instead of self-rising flour, so all that complication made it so much harder to make this dough, but eventually I got it done. I clumped it up into one little ball and then cut it into 8 or 10 different slices. I don't really remember the exact amount. I had to roll it out until it made a circular shape for kind of like a tortilla. I didn't have one of those roller dough rollers, so I had to use a chopstick in this scenario. Let me know if there was anything else I could have used to make this better. Honestly, one of the best parts about making this recipe was using the blender here. Having to not mix it all together and just use the blender was so much easier. And luckily I got 2 buffalo sauces because this recipe needed a lot of it. I'm not sure if this is the correct way to do it, but for dicing chicken, I just used scissors instead of a knife. I thought it would be easier this way, and I felt like it was. I don't really use a knife that much. Maybe it'll get easier once I start practicing with a knife. Once I started mixing the chicken and the sauce, it started smelling really good. So I started putting the filling into the tortillas I made. And this is when I started realizing my mistake. The dough had holes in it, and if there was any holes in it, it would seep through the filling inside. So eventually it would just turn into this mess. So I couldn't make it too thin. As you can see, the first one did not come even as close to the picture that I showed you before, but it does get better. It still doesn't look perfect, but it's one of the better ones I made, and you can see on the inside it looks pretty good. It also tasted pretty good, but the one problem with it was that there was too much dough on the other side when I was wrapping these. As you can see on the right there was just too much dough on the top, overwhelming the flavor in the middle. If you guys know how I would fix that with maybe a new wrapping technique, let me know. But still a really good recipe. I would definitely try it again. I would give it a 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching, and make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in episode 4.